Hey YouTubers, Hike with Mike here, of course. Time for another reflective time in a wonderful wilderness. I hope you enjoy today's adventure. YouTubers, Hike with Mike here, of course. There's a thunderstorm coming, so I'm up against time and getting back to my truck before it rains. But I was just thinking when I was walking in the woods today, you know, so many times, I've talked about this before, all our wise philosophers and religious leaders always went into the woods to find wisdom. And nature is a great teacher. You know, you find a lot of spirituality in the woods. And if you go to the woods, you find wisdom. You know, we focus so much on our outside and not our inside. Kind of like, you know, we're kind of like hermit crabs. You know, the hermit crab, he has his beautiful polished shell. And then he has his body inside of that. And that's kind of how we are. We focus so much on the shell, and not what is in the shell, you know. And we should think about that at times. And nature kind of, you know, shows us this stuff. We focus too much on the physical world and not the inner spiritual world, you know, just like that hermit crab. You know, I got to stop for a minute and say it's wild how much thoughtfulness and reflection I get whenever I come into the woods. It just blows my mind. It's a library, an encyclopedia. It's all the great books. Just being in the woods, you know. It's and just how life works, you know. If you just observe the natural rhythms of the wild world, you have spring and you have new life. You have summer where everything is at its peak and blooming. And then you have autumn, things start to slow down. And then there's winter and death. And then spring again, and it's recycled. And it's a constant circle. And these are all wise things that earlier people, you know, observed. You know, Native Americans called it the Great Spirit and what goes on. Many religions we have here, whatever religious leader you believe in, but there's a commonality, you know, when you walk in the woods that is always there, you know. It's going to be spring, it's going to be summer, fall, winter. And it's a constant cycle, and it's a rhythm. And I think in the modern world, we're so wrapped up in the physical world and not the spiritual world. And we forget about that, and we lose it. So that's why it's important to come out here to get back to your foundations and get away from the physical world and back to the spiritual world, which you'll find in the woods, in my opinion. So that's my little swamp talk for today, is rediscovering our earthly roots. And it's beautiful, and it's good medicine.